Good evening and thank you so much for joining us on News Channel 3 Live at 6. I'm Jessica Hardhorn. 10 years ago today, the Kalamazoo community was changed forever. 3 crime scenes, 8 victims, and 6 people were shot and killed within 7 hours by a man working for Uber. A decade later, News Channel 3 reflects on that tragic night. Andy Dominiani spoke to a group of volunteers who were the first ones at the scene.
Not everyone on the scene of a violent crime or death investigation is wearing a badge, but one group of volunteers considers it a badge of honor to be trusted with counseling the grieving family members left behind. In fact, members of the Kalamazoo County Victim Services Unit were among the very first responders 10 years ago tonight.
Any similarity or relation to the other one?
Word never traveled so fast.
They did not see the driver, just it was described as a blue HHR. Unknown direction on 9th.
Within a matter of minutes, it seems the whole city knew that an Uber driver careening erratically around town was armed with a gun and shooting people at random.
This is your worst nightmare, where you have somebody just driving around randomly killing people. There's usually a rhyme or reason to it. In this particular case, we're not finding that.
While we may never know why a switch flipped within Jason Dalton on February 20th of 2016, turning an ordinary husband and father with no criminal record into a spree killer, we do know that 6 of his 8 shooting victims are not coming back.
We usually see people on the worst days of their lives.
Clay Frey heads up the Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Office Victim Services Unit. He had just taken over the role weeks before the Uber shootings changed everything.
Right after you took over, here comes February 20th of 2016. What do you remember about that night?
It was hectic, to say the least. Frantic.
You have 2 elderly victims.
The radio traffic that night was really bizarre. I was one of the first on the scene at Cracker Barrel, and then worked through the night through the rest of the scenes.
As police were trying to track down a mobile mass murderer, Frey and his team mobilized quickly to help the victims and family members as they arrived to find out the heartbreaking news.
How invaluable were they on that night of complete chaos? And you're trying to catch a killer.
Yeah.
You don't have time to counsel victims' family members.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. There were so many different things going on, and it's just a blessing to be able to have this unit here in this county. They're there to help guide them.
Months later, the VSU was called to the scene of a second mass tragedy in Kalamazoo that year. A man named Charles Pickett mowed down a group of bike riders who called themselves the Chain Gang. The scene was horrific, and in the end, 5 of 9 victims were left dead.
We were up all night. It was a week of no sleep.
They're just like your deputies. They're on call.
Yeah, these guys are on call.
Middle of the night, their phone's going to go off.
A lot more than they wish it did.
It's such an opportunity to sit with people in the moment of trauma happening, and holding that space with them and just being present.
VSU volunteer Danielle Sackrider spent decades with Kalamazoo County's Integrated Services Task Force, responding after the fact to emergencies of all kinds. Now she sees everything firsthand. She's a first responder with a primary goal of delivering comfort.
The impact is really powerful for people, just to have some kindness. I tell people, you can scream at me, you can yell, you can be upset, you can cry, you can be angry. Sometimes I just tell people, tell me about your loved one.
And God forbid there should be another mass tragedy like the Uber shooting in West Michigan, but the VSU team says if there is, they'll be there.
Are you ready for that?
I mean, you're as ready as you're going to be.
The VSU members often stay in contact with victims and victims' family members for weeks, months, even years after the fact. There are currently 9 VSU volunteers signed up, and they are looking for more. You can apply online through a link in our website. Just search this story on WWMT.com.
And to see this story and our original reporting from 2016, just head to our YouTube page. You can scan the QR code on your screen or search WWMT on YouTube.
I'm Andy Dominiani. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, we've got much more to see. So take a second and subscribe to our channel.